inconsistency, Congressman.
There's no so you're allowed to protest, millions of people on one day in crowds yelling, screaming, but you try to run your business, you get arrested. And if you stood right outside of that same business and protested, you wouldn't get arrested. You don't see an inconsistency there?
I don't understand what you're asking me as a public health official to opine on who should get arrested or not. That's not my position. You could ask
you've advocated for certain businesses. You've advocated for certain businesses to be shut down on that. I'm just asking you on your position on the protest. I mean, I haven't seen one. We've heard a lot about hair salons. I haven't seen one hairstylist who, between haircuts, goes out and attacks police or sets something on fire. But we've seen all kinds of that stuff during protests, and we know the protest actually increased the spread of the virus. You've said that.
I said crowds. I didn't say specifically. I didn't say protests do anything.
So the protests don't increase the spread of the virus?
I didn't say that. You're putting words in my mouth.
That's right. That's right, Mr. Jordan. That's what you're doing.
Protests increase.
Mr. Jordan, that's what you're doing, sir.
I don't have any scientific evidence that anything. I can tell you that crowds are known, particularly when you don't have a mask.
Oh, shit.
Increase the acquisition.
My bad, y'all.
No matter what.
My bad. We going in, man. I had just tuned in, man. It's live right now. I ain't even get a chance to go up in the chat, man, and act retarded early in the morning. But, you know, we got this leftist that's asking, you know what I'm saying, Fossey all these questions and shit. And Fossey trying to tell him, like, dude, you putting words in my mouth. So before we get to this upload, before we get to this presentation with Jeff Epstein, let me tune in for just a second right quick.
You can't go to work. You can't go to school. You can't go to church. There's limits placed on all three of those fundamental activities, First Amendment activities, but protesting is just fine.
You know,
okay, that was a evident cross up right there. They tried to cross Fossey up on NBC News. I just caught it. I'm gonna have to go back and then watch the whole Jim Jank. I might even have to do a breakdown on that one right there. But man, it's early in the morning, man. Hey yo, it's real early. But the thing about it is, I got to go ahead and then get to it because I'm going to have to get to a whole bunch of stuff today. I got to get to a whole bunch of stuff. And we're going to start with the rabbit hole early this morning. We're going to go ahead and just jump right on up in there. Yeah, we ain't even going to play no games with it because like I say, throughout all that we've been talking about thus far, quite surprisingly now, it's all coming out. And I know you keep hearing me say that over and damn over again. But like I say, man, we're just going to keep following the white rabbit. We're not going to skip a beat. We're going to stay on this Jim Jank. Okay, facts. And for all who don't know, let's go ahead and then get it now, okay? Now, why did the CIA move crack cocaine into black communities during the 1980s? The question, what happened to black neighborhoods and families? Another question, why do Democrats want to control the black population? And why do they intentionally keep them poor and in need? And why do the Democrats project racism on a daily basis against Republicans? Why do black elected officials, do the crazy talk on behalf of the Democrats? Think about how crazy that this shit is now. And how do Democrats cover the historical facts of forming the Confederacy and the KKK? And why do Democrats oppose all things pro-black reason legislation? Why did Democrats make the very first gun control laws in the USA as part of the Jim Crow? And what happens if Democrats lose their slave grip on the black people? You know what's going to happen? It's going to be a hell of a lot more it's going to be a hell of a lot more damn murders that take place. That's what the hell going to go. That's going to jump off. Now, when you were just hearing the audio clip from Fossey, just know as well as understand with expert advice to President Trump, he resulted in a complete shutdown of the greatest economic engine in world history. Just know that shit right there. That's right. He had been up on game with SARS. He been done smoothed it over with Trump. That's right. He stated it for what it's worth. That's why Trump wouldn't even look. He didn't even feel no kind of way about the shit in the beginning. He was telling people in other cities. Trump was telling their mayors what the hell that they should be fucking doing. That's what he was telling them. And they was getting mad the whole damn time. Now, like I say, now, peep game, right? 15 years that chlorine is even milder. It's a derivative of hydrochloroquine. I can't even pronounce it right now. It's not only would treat a current case of the coronavirus. Now, this was back then. This was back then when Fossey was busting their ass down in 2005, he was killing them then. You see, so when they start talking all that crazy stuff about the coronavirus and stuff like that, you see, that's why Cuomo, see, don't forget, y'all. Cuomo was the one that had them damn mobile, had them damn you know, like the mobile trucks and shit and all that with the cooling joints up in the head, the cooler and the whole damn nine. See, Cuomo ass wanted that shit right there to damn take place. See, now Governor Andrew Cuomo says Major League Baseball teams are welcome to play in New York during the coronavirus pandemic. You see this shit, right? Peep game. Now, I want you to see all of this shit. Now, Cuomo also said coronavirus victory tour. It make no sense. This is what Andrew Cuomo said. Now, he spoke in front of stacks of medical protective supplies during a news conference at the Jacob K. Javits Convention Center, which will be partially converted into a temporary hospital during the outbreak of the coronavirus disease in New York. You see this shit? So why you got to do all that shit? Why you got to be talking this shit in front of medical supplies and shit and all this shit or whatever? What was you trying to reinforce then? Or were you simply trying to scare people? Because like I say, Trump and them already knew what the fuck was going on any damn way. Now Cuomo asked with his botched New York initial coronavirus response he ordered nursing homes to accept COVID positive patients. You see this shit? Over 6,000 people died in nursing homes. Yep, he damn sure did. So let's go ahead and run a checkup on his ass, okay? Let's make sure we understand what the hell is going on, because they trying to switch the narrative right now. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio ammunition to go out to Chinatown and party as the virus was already quietly ravaging the city aged terribly. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' decision to open up farm-wide and as early possible has been a disaster. No one bears more responsibility, however, than President Trump. His denialism, incoherence, and narcissism have contributed to countless deaths and immeasurable suffering. This is what Business Insider says, as opposed to what the fuck that Cuomo motherfucking ass done did about this motherfucker. Now that's facts. You see how they try to switch the narrative, right? How they try to throw it from different vantage points and shit like that or whatever, right? Now, as you can see, Washington Examiner, that's right, 2 days ago, had Bill Gates' ass within the algorithm with Mayor de Blasio. Pete game. He was in the damn algorithm. Look, I'm not bullshit. Look, this is my word, yo. Do not be fooled. Because we're going to take it there this morning. Do not be fooled, family. Now, peep game. De Blasio said on July 27, 2020, that he would be in favor of re-examining if the city seal holds up the contemporary scrutiny after a founding member of a Native American group said the Native American man shown on the seal is cartoonist. You see how they try to switch the narrative? Then they look, now they worrying about if the seal, if the native was represented, if he looks like a cartoon or some shit, like he looked animated or whatever. See, this is what this dude spent his damn time and the taxpayer money up in New York fucking doing. He wasn't doing nothing to change shit, just like Barry. Barry is the same damn way. Barry is saying that he want the young people to keep protesting. Now, when they ass keep getting knocked out, when people keep getting locked up, once that the violence continues to escalate, just remember that Barry is the one that's urging the youth. He's urging them to keep this stuff up. Now you got to ask yourself, he ain't the motherfucking president. He ain't nothing right now. Okay. So so you got to ask yourself, why is his input so vocal right now? Think about this shit, man. He ain't been around for nothing. All these black folks been killed. He ain't been around for not a damn thing. But see, they'll throw him back up in the mix. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, we'll go ahead and throw him against Trump, although he ain't running for president. Yeah, we think that people are listening. Think about it. Now, he ain't been no damn where. All these killings, shootings, children being abducted, all this so up. Well, of course, he wouldn't be anywhere close to children being abducted, being that, you know, he is close friends with Hillary Clinton. You know how that go. Yeah, we ain't even got into the pizza yet, okay? Now, former President Obama, he spoke on a Wednesday during a virtual town hall event with young people to discuss policing the civil unrest that has followed the death of George Floyd. Now, you see, he'll do stuff like that. He'll jump out there. You feel? He'll jump out there for that. But him nor any Democrat had a solution to even dealing with COVID-19, for dealing with the coronavirus. Not now, damn. Why you think it's thrown off now? The mask done became a style now. You figure deal me? Now, peep game. See, they don't want to talk about this stuff right here. Now, on January 3rd, 2012, right? Peep game. Now, human remains were discovered at the New Year's Day on the grounds of the country estate, London, where Queen Elizabeth and the royal family was spending their holidays. You see what I'm saying? Now, the human remains were discovered Sunday by a dog walker in Woodland area at Anma, a tiny village northeast of London that is part of the Sandringham estate property used by a British family as a vacation. The body is that of a young adult female. Detective with the Joint Norfolk and Suffolk Major Investigation Team said today, after conducting a post-mortem examination on the remains. Do you see this shit? Now, they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to put that nowhere. Prince Charles, Prince William, Kate Middleton, all of them was there. See, that was swept up under the rug too. All of this. Now, the royals haven't spoken publicly on this discovery. They don't spoke on every damn thing else. They don't talk about Meghan Markle and her being on Suits and, her being, biracial and all this stuff or whatever. They done talked about all that but this, okay? That's right. Think about all these people that's done passed. Your grandmother. Just keep it a buck right now. You got people you've known from school, they've passed and stuff like that or whatever. Man, this woman been living forever and don't know damn body, like literally know when the fuck that she was born. I think even when they are stating it on Google what the damn year was, I think that's a damn lie. Nobody knows how fucking old that she is. And everybody is a part in part connected with this motherfucking amphibian, reptilian, with this snake, with this damn Tyrannosaurus Rex. Everybody is connected with her ass in one way or another. Now, once that we go a little deeper within the matrix, right? Peep game. Remember when I told you about them Getty images? Remember that? Now, the topic of Getty is getting a new and interesting topic, since many anons recently have been sharing it, enlightening those online. I'll start with some of the conspiracy information first. The conspiracy information, since most people will only be interested in that. I also find it very interesting that the Getty family has been knighted by the Queen of England on multiple occasions. This is possible because the Getty family has built a modern-day King Solomon temple, both above and below ground, which is rumored to be 12 floors deep, with a major underground functional city. Now, I don't know if you know anything about that right there. Now, I'm going to put it out there for what it's worth. Because like I say, when we start digging into them underground bunkers, we're not going to stop, family. And like I say, it is what it is. You can feel however that you want to feel. Everybody, apart and part, on this damn screen is connected. You already know what it is. We can start at the top right with Chrissy Teigen and John Legend. We can go all the way down at the bottom with Lady Gaga. Oh, let's not talk about Marshall Mathers, his ass in Detroit. That's right, he been repping 8 Mile, and that motherfucker ain't never, ever said not one damn thing about human remains being found in Detroit. He also didn't say anything about Grosse Pointe Park. He damn sure didn't say nothing about Arthur Rathburn. He damn sure didn't say anything about Stephen Gore. But, let's go right beside him to Akon. And when they put that article out about Akon and shit, helping put lights and shit up in wherever damn city where he was. Come on, man. Stop. Will Ferrell. We dropped the Madonna, Katy Perry. Look at all these people on here, man. They connected in one way, shape, form, fashion, or another. From Oprah to Sean to Beyonce to Anthony Kiedis. Come on, man. From the Red Hot Chili Peppers to Tom Hanks. All of these people are part and part. I just want you to know, okay? Now, it's done already came out today now. Now, the Manhattan, hey, look, the court done released documents regarding Miss Maxwell, the case, right, that the former President Clinton, he preferred including underage puppets, y'all. You see that? Look at it. He wanted them underage puppets, y'all. Ain't that some shit? You see what they doing, right? He like underage puppets. I wonder why he preferred having underage puppets. Pretty sure he had some adults that was, around 5'4", some shit like that or whatever, 5'5", you know what I'm saying? That could play the part of like Elmo, and of course you can get your 5'9" person or whatever with the Big Bird, Jim Jank or whatever. That's what I'm saying. To tower over the children. Why would he want underage puppets? See, this is the shit that I'm talking about, y'all. Now, unsealed documents in the Maxwell case reveal allegations against Bill Clinton and Alan Dershowitz and others. And look who at the bottom right, and others. And others. You see this, right? And others. That's right. Now look at this shit right here, man. Now dozens of documents related to the case against alleged Jeffrey Epstein, confidant and co-conspirator Maxwell, were unsealed by the U.S. District Judge Loretta Preska late on Thursday night. But Epstein accuser Virginia Roberts said that Bill Clinton of the Clintons visited Epstein's private island with young girls. According to the newly unsealed documents, y'all, Bill Clinton consorted with young girls during at least one visit to Epstein's private resort in the Virgin Islands, where the billionaire was said to host regular sex orgies, y'all. That's right. So this is how this shit was going down. So now we got it. Okay. So now here go the receipts now. This from the case within itself. Transcript. What time is France? What time in France? I believe it was around the same time that Naomi Campbell had a birthday party. Now, this is one of the, that's right. This is one of the people that's weighing in. Where did you have sex with the owner of the large hotel chain in France around the time of Naomi Campbell's birthday party? And I got a photo of that too. In his own cabana house, townhouse thing. It was part of a hotel, but I wouldn't call it a hotel. Jeffrey was staying there. Ghislaine was staying there. Emmy was staying there. I was staying there. This other guy was staying there. I don't know his name. I was instructed to go and give him an erotic massage. She used the words erotic massage. No, that's my word. The word massage is what they would use. But that's their code word. Now, peep game now. Shout out to Techno Fit All. The trafficking scheme was international in scope in France. Ordered her to give it erotic massage. Now, peep game, y'all. This guy right here, this is the dude who this girl was ordered to give an erotic massage. Now, if I was making this shit up, I would simply be out here chasing views, okay? I would be chasing views. No, this is the damn truth. A minor ordered to give a massage? What the hell kind of shit is this? An erotic massage at that? See, this stuff been going on for a minute. And of course he looked creepy. Of course he looked like he always got his hand in his pants and stuff like that or whatever. Trying to talk to you, standing all up in your face and stuff. Yeah, smelling like 19 days of old ass coffee. And come on, man. Stop playing, man. Funyuns and old ass gym socks and stuff. Look at this dude, man. Now, peep game now. Peep game. Let's get all of these receipts. Let's get them all. One such powerful individual that Epstein forced then minor, this is Jane Doe. Jane Doe was speaking, to have sexual relationship with former Harvard law professor Alan Dershowitz, a close friend of Epstein's and well-known criminal defense attorney. Epstein required Jane Doe, number 3, to have sexual relationships with Dershowitz on numerous occasions while she was a minor, not only in Florida, also on private planes in New York, New Mexico, U.S. Virgin Islands. In addition to being a participant in the abuse of Jane Doe 3 and other minors, Dershowitz was an eyewitness to the sexual abuse of many other minors by Epstein and several of Epstein's co-conspirators. Dershowitz would later play a significant role in negotiating the MPA on Epstein's behalf. Do you see this shit right here? Come on, man. Stop playing right now. Back to the transcript. He told me a long time ago that everyone owes him favors. They're all in each other's pockets. You hear this shit? When you say they ask him, why is Bill Clinton here? Well, where was he here? On the island. When you were present with Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton on the island, who else was there? Ghislaine, Emmy, and there was 2 young girls that I could identify. I never really knew them well anyways. It was just 2 girls from New York. From New York. We gon' connect it all together. Oh, yeah. With the entertainment industry. And were all of you staying at Jeffrey's house on the island, including Bill Clinton? That is correct, though. He had about 4 or 5 different villas on his island, separate from the main house, and we all stayed in the villas, where sexual orgies a regular occurrence on the they asked, were sexual orgies a regular occurrence on the island at Jeffrey's house? Now, peep game. Since J.E. was charged in 2007 for solicitation of a prostitute, I've been the target of outright lies, innuendo, slander, defamation, and salacious gossip and harassment. Headlines, made up quotes. I have never given statements. I have never made trips with people to places. I've never been holidays with people I've never met. False allegations of impropriety and offensive behavior that I abhor, and I have ever been party to, witness to events that I have never seen, living off trust funds that I've never had, party to stories that I've changed materially, both in the time, place, and event, depending on what paper that you read, and the list goes on. I want you to get all of these receipts. Okay, with me, you have done nothing wrong, and I would urge you start acting like it now. This from Jeffrey Epstein. This is to Miss Maxwell. Okay, with me, you have done nothing wrong. I would urge you to start acting like it. Go outside, head high, not as an escaping convict. Go to parties, deal with it. I had Lisa Savinson, the sweetest ocean ambassador, yesterday. She said one on her ocean panel takes this stuff seriously, and you will be welcome to the ocean. Look at this shit. Talking about she'll be welcome. See how they open up the doors and stuff? You see how these people are welcome with open arms that are doing some of the most despicable things, crimes against children. On January, peep game, 24th, 2015, 1:22 p.m., she wrote, I would appreciate it if Shelly would come out and say she was your girlfriend. Oh, no, I think she was from in 99 to 2002. You see what I'm saying? The spinal tap they ass, man. They thought they was saying all this shit on the low. They thought all of this shit right here was on the low. Nope, bopped them. Look at that. Look, done blurred that Jim Jank out. I was wondering if you remember me from Sydney Consulate. I'm a victim in an investigation from the Epstein case, and was wondering if you could tell me if you would be able to get a hold of any of the pics and or videos that the FBI might have confiscated from any of Epstein's residences. Also, can I ask if you might have any flight logs that include my name in them to be sent to me as well? It is all for evidential purposes and will prove many of the things to help the case. You peep game, right? This is from people. These are their statements. Question, where's the original of the Photoshop of the photograph that has been widely circulated in the press of you with Prince Andrew? She say, I probably still have it. Now peep this shit. This was from 2016. Boom. There go the picture right there. That's that picture that you be seeing all the time right there. See, it's coming out now. See, that's her. See, she done told damn near everything. She played it cool and stuff, though. That's usually the way that it happens. Somebody always tell it. Believe that. Peep game now. Now here the victim describes the abuse during the flights from the Epstein, Maxwell, and Kelly. Now look, right? Okay, all right, that's fine. And again, I'm not implying by my questions, nor do I want your answer to be interrupted as you're suggesting that any of these people that you have just identified were engaged in any improper activities on any particular flight. But I want to talk to you now about what went on the occasion on the airplane. Okay, it was a lot of the same thing that went down on the ground. A lot of times it would just be me and Jeffrey, or me and Jeffrey and Ghislaine, or me and Jeffrey and some other girl, sometimes Emmy, Sarah, or Nadia. There would be sexual conduct. There would be foreplay. There was a bed in there, so we could basically reenact exactly what was happening in the house. It would start off with massaging, or we would start off with foreplay. Sometimes it would lead to, orgies. You see what I'm saying? That shit is bugged the fuck out, man. And she was on pictures smiling with this woman and everything, man. Now she got to come out and explain all this stuff and how it jumped off. See what I'm saying? It ain't no way that he can backpedal. Look at here, man. It ain't no way to just look. She can't backpedal up out of this shit right now. Ain't no back. Ain't no nut. Look, she is not stepping up out of this motherfucker. Okay? That's right. She done been pictured on more than one motherfucking occasion. And that's the shit that get me right now with these people, man. With all this stuff that's being spoken about, you already know he gonna try to duck up out of this thing and the whole that. Man, you ain't going nowhere, man. I ain't letting none of y'all go, man. Nah, we're not letting no one get by. Not this time, not this morning, not later on night, not later on when we have a panel, Beam Team Productions. None of that. That's why I'm starting out early. I'm gonna start tearing through layers every day on this Jim Jank. Now, it wouldn't matter to me if 2 people was in the chat. No, y'all getting hit straight like that. Y'all getting hit. Everybody that's with that crazy stuff right now. And you remember the other day when I was telling y'all, when I was telling y'all about the brother that got killed, right? The brother that got killed just for being a Trump supporter. You remember that? Yeah, we're going to get into that as well. I don't think y'all know about that one, man. Yeah, it's done got crazy out here now. Like I say, people killing folks, man, just simply because, you know, people got their own choice on who they want to vote for type of shit or whatever. Ain't this shit crazy? Out of all this truth that Trump been dropping, despite if you hated him in the beginning or not, or if you still damn hate him or whatever, it is what it is. But I'm just saying, man, come on, man, stop playing. Let's go, man. Let's run a checkup on him early this morning.
This is sad. This is really sad. They murdered a 60-year-old man. This man was a black Trump supporter. And they murdered this man outside of his business. What in the world is wrong with people? And why am I just now hearing about this? This happened, what, around the 22nd or the 23rd of July, and I'm just now hearing about it? And I guarantee you I'm not the only one. I need everybody to please listen and pay attention, okay? This man mattered too. This man mattered too. Why is his name not all over the news?
Right.
Why is his name not all over TV? They shot this man in cold blood. And don't nobody got nothing to say?
Ain't got nothing to say.
Don't nobody have nothing to say?
Nothing. Not one word. Not one word.
Black Lives Matter.
Where they at? Where they at?
A 60-year-old black man was shot and killed.
You don't see what's going on?
I don't hear nothing from Al Sharpton. I don't hear nothing from Don Lemon. I don't hear nothing from Sean King.
Where they at?
And you want to sit up here and tell me that Black Lives Matter, but you turn the other cheek when a black Trump supporter is murdered. You act like you didn't see nothing. You act like you didn't hear nothing. Where's his gold casket funeral?
Know what I'm saying?
Huh? Where's his 40 funerals? Where's his support? This man mattered too. He had people who loved him, and y'all took his life. And the police believe it was politically motivated. And I believe it too. Why is his name not trending? I need everybody to take a second real quick, okay? I'm going to give everybody a second to get this video to everybody. Share this man's story, okay? Share his story. He mattered too. Hit the share button, whatever you got to do. I'm going to give everybody a moment. Hit the share button, the tweet button. I don't care where you see this video at. Share it somewhere.
Facts.
This man mattered. Burnell mattered too. Say his name with me. Burnell mattered too. You should not be harmed because of what you believe in. You should not be shot and killed because you wear a red hat that say keep America great. Nobody should be targeted because they support President Donald J. Trump. This madness needs to stop right now.
Well, for confused. They confused.
People were not out here harming people because they supported Obama.
That's right. Well, nobody doing that
Why
stuff.
should I be scared for my life?
I
wear a red hat.
Shit, I go to the Trump motherfucking rally. I don't give a fuck. I'm hard body.
White or black.
I'm hard body.
Be scared for their life.
That's right. You scared.
They support Trump.
You scared. That's right. Tell them, family. Tell them they scared.
What world are we living in?
They scared.
Huh? I have the right to vote for who I want to vote for.
That's right.
I have the right to believe in what I want to believe in. And I should not be harmed for that. Nobody should.
I don't know if you agree or disagree.
That man mattered too.
That's right. He mattered too. See, ain't nobody talking about that right there. See, we'll switch the narrative over, man. We'll talk about everything in the world. We'll talk about other people, dog people out in the whole damn nine. What about all of the other people who lost their lives? You understand what I'm saying? Like when people was out here and they was going hard in the paint for George Floyd, think about all of the other people that lost their lives. Think about all of the other people out here that got, unjustifiably taken out by homicide, the children who were abducted, etc., etc. See, y'all put a whole bunch of emphasis in that stuff right there. Y'all went hard. Hey, look, y'all went hard in the paint on that thing right there. But ain't say not one damn thing. Ain't say not one damn thing about this. That's why I don't get this stuff right here. That's why I have to fall back from certain movements and stuff like that, man. I've been fell back from that Black Lives Matter stuff. I don't know if you was aware of that or not, but yeah, I'm not an advocate of that stuff right there at all, because I see exactly what they're doing. See, they got selective emphasis that they place on people that lose their lives. I don't think that that's right, nor do I think that that's appropriate. I don't think anybody's life should be held in precedence over the next person's life. Like straight up, if your child was missing, if your child got murdered, I'd be on here talking about that too. It's not just because it's trending. It's because I feel a need that we need to do this. You see, when you got a network to do that, that's what you do to the people that subscribe to you. Y'all got to stop being afraid, man. Y'all got to start talking about this stuff, man. See that man just lost his life over something crazy. But hey, I guess a lot of y'all look at it as being normal, though. I don't know, man. But y'all support Joe, though. You feel what I'm saying? See, Joe will get out here and do all that creepy stuff. Look at it. Look at old creepy old Joe. Look at it. Look at creepy old Joe rubbing all on that little girl like that and stuff like that and carrying on. These are the type of people right here that you support. Probably going out to vote for them. Look at them all on that little girl like, man, that's crazy, man. Look at that little girl mama. That little girl mama was so uncomfortable. Ain't no telling how much money they done actually put towards supporting Joe Biden. Look at him on another one. Look at him getting all close. Look at that dude. That's that dude's wife. Look at that dude's wife. Got his hand all behind her and everything. Look at her hand all behind. Look at that. Oh, look at that little girl. Look how that little girl move. She like, there you go again. On that one, look at that. Standing all on the chair. Look at her. Got his hand all on her face and stuff like that. These are the people that y'all support. These are the people y'all gonna vote for. Look at that. Look at that. That little girl could feel that demonic energy around her. She didn't want nothing to do with Joe. I keep telling y'all time and time again. They out here, man. These agent provocateurs. These agents, just like Miss Kiki said, children, that's right, children are so innocent, they can do nothing but be honest, okay? Especially with their feelings. Sometimes they're not even able to communicate it. They're not even able to put it in words. But one thing about it, though, their body language will tell you a lot. Their body language will tell you a lot. Always pay attention to it. Hey, look at here. If the children tell you something and it sounds crazy, hey, I'm the first one to tell you, man, go and check it out. Go check it out. Go give it a shot. Don't just think that they're crazy. You see, hey, when certain people come around, when your children act a certain kind of way, all I can tell you this right here. Don't think that your children are crazy, family. Listen to everything that they're telling you. We are dealing with some serious monsters right now. There are some people that want our children. There's some people that want to take advantage of us. And of course, there are people that want us to be in allegiance to this pedophilia, to these children being missing, to these, you feel what I'm saying? All these people that are on teams that are making it possible to disappear children. Just know that we on your ass, okay? Let's get into this Pizzagate thing again, man. Let's go, man. It's too early, man. Y'all ain't woke up yet, man. Ain't woke up yet, man. Oh, yeah. Let's ride, yo. This is
James Alefantis. Alefantis' establishment, Comet Ping Pong, gained worldwide attention when allegations that a pedophile ring was being operated in part out of this establishment. This investigation is now known as Pizzagate and is one of the first ever worldwide citizen investigations. James Alefantis is an entrepreneur and avid art collector and owns a few shops and restaurants in the Washington, D.C. area. Not only is he the proprietor of Comet Pizzeria and Ping Pong, Buck's Fishing and Camping, as well as several other establishments, but according to GQ magazine, James is the 49th most influential person in Washington, D.C. Comet Pizza has hosted many Democratic fundraisers and events, with one of those Democrats being Hillary Clinton herself. The Federal Election Commission reports that money was donated to James Alefantis and Comet Ping Pong by Hillary Clinton, amongst many others, and to top it off, even geopolitical major player George Soros, through his Soros American Bridge PAC,
There you go.
sent Alefantis nearly $22,000 at one point. Alefantis' ex-boyfriend is David Brock, an American political agent, author, and commentator who founded the liberal media watchdog group Media Matters for America. In late 2013, Brock...
Ms. Meat, this gonna catch you up on everything right here.
...is Hillary Clinton's own personal media watchdog. In short, both Brock and Alefantis were heavily involved in the Hillary Clinton campaign and have been major players working in the background of the Democratic Party for a very long time. Mr. Alefantis has, on record, visited the White House at least 5 times, and so it wouldn't be controversial to say that James is connected to some of the most important and influential people in Washington. In fact, here is a letter from Hillary Clinton thanking James for the dinner, cooking with the Fratelli Podesta, and here is another Instagram picture where James is photographing President Barack Obama at the White House playing a little ping pong with a young child. James Alefantis is known as Jimmy Comet on Instagram, and online researchers discovered an incredible number of very strange photos, many with very young children, including very disturbing references found on his account. James's account has since been switched to private, but his posts were collected prior to him doing so. Many of the comments and hashtags made on the images of his Instagram account, and many other accounts linked to Mr. Alefantis and Comet Pizza, included code words well known and established by the Federal Bureau of Investigation to be codes used by those engaged in acts of pedophilia. For instance, cheese equals little girl, pizza equals girl, hot dog equals boy. You get the point. We're going to go over several of the pictures in question, as it is necessary to give context to the accusations made in this case. Out of respect, decency, and to protect the innocent, the children's eyes have been covered. So the first one we have here is an unnamed baby being fed pizza. The comments say hashtag first pizza and another that says new Comet ad, as in a new ad for Comet Pizzeria. Here's another one, a picture of a German baby doll for sale, and the comments say way overpriced. Now, nothing too damning here. Maybe James is a doll collector. Let's move on. Here we find another unnamed baby with the most alarming hashtag of hotard, which is a slang for a hoe or whore and a retard, or someone that is mentally handicapped. Very strange to write such a thing on a picture of a baby. Here we have another unnamed baby drinking some milk, and notice the hashtag Karis James. We're going to be seeing a lot more of that as we move on. Here we have another hashtag of Karis James in reference to an entirely different child, and apparently Karis James loves to spend euros. It's just very odd seeing a child posing with money like this. Here's another unnamed baby in a shopping cart with the hashtag Karis James yet again, and I must mention the eyes of this girl in the picture are saggy and she looks really tired. Not sure who this child is and why she is in this basket and why she is being displayed on James's Instagram account. And yet another unnamed or unidentified girl with the hashtag I love chocolate cake. This next image shows a young girl in a beauty pageant, and she is highlighted saying, I just want my pizza, which when knowing the FBI codes means young girl, which is pretty disturbing.
Hold on for a minute. Before we go any further, right, I'm gonna need y'all to share. And the reason why I need you to share, right? Or screen record or whatever you feel like you gotta do type stuff or whatever, right? Because they might try to bust me down. Yeah, see, they might try to bust me down. And see, if they bust me down, then y'all ain't gonna have this science right here. You see, I'll be streaming on a whole nother network or whatever. Bring some people in. Anybody that you rock with, anybody that you think that this is helpful information, whether you heard a few things about it or not, whether you think you know everything about it or not, make sure that you bring somebody up in, okay, family? Right, because we got a whole lot of TV time and we ain't even got we ain't nowhere near being started yet. The Bean team ain't even came on the panel or none of that stuff. They probably still chilling and drinking coffee and stuff like that or whatever. So yeah, we're gonna be on here. We're gonna be on here. And shout out to the Bean team. Shout out to Miss Meat 37. Shout out to God Mama. Shout out to Amazing Marla. Shout out to Honest Truth. Shout out to Peace to the God 777. Shout out to Mac J. Shout out to Dr. Pat. Shout out to Miss Kiki. Shout out to Icy Bean Goddess. Shout out to Iset. Shout out to everybody that's up in the building that's making it happen. Let's go, man. TV time. Like I say, this one right here could be a minute. Just let me know if you're ready to go. Whenever y'all ready, I go ahead and then get it in. It's on y'all. I got a few Jim Janks that y'all gonna have to see. And we're not done with Barry as well, because we coming back to Barry. We're gonna hit Barry up on the back end, okay? Yeah, we're not through with him. Okay, it seems like everybody ready. Okay, Kiki say let's go. Beam team, triple salute, Kiki. Okay, hold on, let me see. Lil Mama say she ready to go too. Hold on, make sure everybody good. You might have to get something out the refrigerator or something like that. You might not be positioned right now. Hold on, I'm gonna let you chill for a minute. All facts, meet. We in the building. Let me see what's good. Yeah. Okay, Lil Mama say let's go. Hold on, let me see. I set up in the building. Yeah, and make sure if you have not subscribed to Beam Team Productions, there's a link right there. You can click that as well. Once you go over there, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Most definitely, because you're not going to want to miss anything. Okay, Corin say, let's go. Okay, I see Corin in here. I'm getting ready to go then. Uh-oh, God Mama say, let's ride. Let's go. Let's go. Uh-oh, let's go. Let's go.
In the picture are Saggy, and she looks really tired. Not sure who this child is and why she is in this basket and why she is being displayed on James's Instagram account. And yet another unnamed or unidentified girl with the hashtag I love chocolate cake. This next image shows a young girl in a beauty pageant, and she is highlighted saying, I just want my pizza, which when knowing the FBI codes means young girl.
Young girl. You see him right there. Where's Modesty at? Is Modesty Humility up in the building? Where's Lotus Gemini at?
Instagram account isn't really a big deal, but when you get so many like this, it really starts to raise questions.
Wow. See, this is sick right here. Keep telling y'all.
Here again, we have two unidentified children, supposedly born 1 year ago today, as it says, with the hashtag Karis James yet again. Who are these children? Why are the parents not tagged? Why are the names of the children not given? These are all pretty pertinent questions. One of the most disturbing images is the one where this young girl here is taped down to the table while the commenter says, new seating area for your guests, hilaire or hilarious. And Kate Damon there tags Karis James yet again. Here's Jimmy Comet showing off a pile of pills and bills. And notice in the comments here it says ping pong in London. This next post shows James in an article expressing his love for playing ping pong in Germany, as well as in London, at a place called Dr. Pong's, something we'll revisit later. Here's Jimmy Comet displaying 3 masked children, which was also linked to another very creepy account called Mr. Solier. Not sure who these children are, how old these children are, what this is a reference to, if this is an art piece.
Y'all see this?
Children know this is an art piece. One of the most controversial images is the one where a man here is holding a very young child with what has been identified as a sex bracelet around the man and child's necks. Jimmy Comet here tags chicken lovers, with a chicken lover defined as a homosexual man who is attracted to underage boys. Yet another hashtag Karis James, and the most strange and downright disturbing comments such as what in the butt? In this next image here, we have a large refrigerated room, and the comments here are just flat out creepy. Just rinse it off when you're done, says one.
Oh,
just
man.
a pile of money under a sheet, says another. Hashtag murder and hashtag kill room are all very alarming. What are these people referring to? Where is this room? Do these people visit it? And if so, what do they do there? The commenter working on my night cheese has the most interesting name for an Instagram account when taking into consideration what cheese means according to the FBI. Working on my night cheese also has a kill room at his artist studio, the Pajama Factory.
Hold on, let me slow it for a minute. Let me slow it for 1 second. Let me slow it for 1 second. Hold on. And the reason I need to slow it for a second, right? Because I don't think y'all really understand what's going on. You getting straight Pizzagate exclusive right now. You get, hey, look, you getting whole live Pizzagate exclusives right now, fam. Do you understand that? Yeah, hey, hopefully you tuned in. I don't know if y'all knew about that chicken lover or not, but that chicken lover food.
Another hashtag Karis James, and the most strange and downright disturbing comments such as what in the butt? In this next image here, we have a large refrigerated room, and the comments here are just flat out creepy. Just rinse it off when you're done, says one. Just a pile of money under a sheet, says another. Hashtag murder and hashtag kill room are all very alarming. What are these people referring to? Where is this room?
Just a pile of money.
People visit it, and if so, what do they do there? The commenter working on my night cheese has the most interesting name for an Instagram account when taking into consideration what cheese means according to the FBI. Working on my night cheese also has a kill room at his artist studio, the Pajama Factory, and also has friends who are apparently familiar with the hashtag kill room.
Kill room.
Here, working on my night cheese is welding together a coffin table, or a coffin table, with that coffin just about fit for the size of a small child. And this image of the back of a van by Mr. Night Cheese is pretty interesting. You can see it seems to be reinforced in the back there, like there's a door or a metal cage or something. And the comment is illuminating. It's like concrete, but plywood, but concrete.
See that?
What is going on?
You see that right there?
What is this man used for?
Where's peace to the gods 777? I think I was speaking about this a little minute ago. Now, what I was saying in reference to what they just showed with that van, I'm gonna break this shit down for you. All right, this is the science within itself. Now, the people that follow those type of hashtags and know what that means, just like you've seen people that watch do-it-yourself videos and say, hey, well, I'm gonna get together, with the wife, and we'll, try to, install, what I'm saying, this sheetrock, what I'm saying, we're gonna make sure that we tighten up this wall over here or whatever. You're gonna have people that are gonna do the exact same thing with these style of vans, trying to make soundproof vans so that once people are possibly abducted, most notably children and women, that they will not be hurt. See, that's why this is alarming. That's why this should be shared. That's why we should be talking about. That's why you should be telling your homegirl. That's why you should be telling, you see what I'm saying, your sister, to tell her children, so that you can be able to prevent yourself from something like this actually taking place, y'all. Come on, man. Stop playing.
Table with that coffin just about fit for the size of a small child. And this image of the back of a van by Mr. Night Cheese is pretty interesting. You can see it seems to be reinforced in the back there, like there's a door or a metal cage or something. And the comment is illuminating. It's like concrete, but plywood, but concrete. What is going on here? What is this van used for? What does working on my night cheese do for a living?
Wow.
Here is working on my night cheese commenting on another Jimmy comic post, asking if James is burying a body.
You show me yours. Mine has been sealed for quite some time.
James's account are very risque. Here we have Comet Pizza being jokingly renamed as the Long Dong Pizza Shop. Someone tagging Comet Ping Pong here with 2 people giving oral pleasure on a giant slice of pizza. And here is another. And another.
See this?
And another. In this post, we see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it says Democratic Party, Republican Party, and the box checked is Pizza Party. This post is quite disturbing in that the comments we find someone saying, "Whip me up a Haitian special, extra cheese," which once again, according to the FBI code words, would mean a young Haitian girl. So obviously there's something going on.
Okay, classically rare.
Lewd, lascivious, and downright perverse than what any reasonable person would believe should be going on at a children's pizzeria. We'll just leave it at that.
I know what you're thinking. I know.
Before we move on, I just want to mention 3 things, all of which are just creepy and in general downright bizarre. First, the name James Alefantis can basically be translated in French to mean "I like children." I offer no other commentary on this other than to point out that fact.
I like to.
Please note that this is pure speculation, but interesting nonetheless. Researchers had mentioned that since the hashtag #CarisJames did not seem to be addressing any specific person, Caris might possibly be a reference to the drug carisoprodol, which is a muscle relaxer that might be used on alleged victims. And lastly, and this is something that is not speculative at all, the profile picture of James Alefantis, or Jimmy Comet, is the Greek god Antinous, who apparently was deified as a living god, and it just so happens that Antinous was sexually attracted to young boys.
Greek god.
We'll get back to Jimmy Comet's Instagram in just
what Marquis said, Greek god.
This is John Podesta. John Podesta was the chairman of the 2016 Hillary Clinton presidential campaign and has previously served as chief of staff to President Bill Clinton and counselor to President Barack Obama. John has had close ties to Washington for a very long time. John has been in the inner circle of some very, very powerful people within the upper echelons of the Democratic Party for a very, very long time. WikiLeaks has released thousands of John Podesta's emails, and after many researchers rifled through them, it was found that there were an enormous amount of strangely worded references to pizza.
See that? Why I keep telling y'all, man, get your stream recorders and stuff like that ready, man. Get all that stuff to get. Hey, look, you gotta have that stuff on hand. You gotta have all that stuff ready, man. I'm dead serious, man. Ain't no telling when them people gonna try to shut my operation down, man. You know these folks don't like me on this Jim Jank, man. They don't want this information. I had to do it like this. I had to set it up there on the screen for you can see it. They don't like nothing with what I got going on right now. Nor do they want me to show you this information, y'all. See, somebody just came through, say they clicked the link. Shout out to whoever that sent that person the link or whatever. But as you can see, that's why I'm still up here. I'm trying to get as many people in the building as possible because, hey, we ain't nowhere near through with that video or any other video that I was attempting to show this morning. It's a lot, yo. It's a lot that's going on, yo. We got some Bill Gates information. We got some exposed. We got some exposed on him. And shout out to Exclusive Celeb Media. You already know what it is. Because I'm going to go ahead and then switch lanes, man. I don't think y'all woke up yet. Now, y'all ain't woke up yet. So, yeah, let's go ahead and hear from the receipts from when Exclusive was talking about the lifestyle. Do you remember on the panel when Exclusive Celeb was talking about the lifestyles of the rich and famous? Y'all remember that? Now, I'm going to show you what she was talking about, what Robin Leach had to say about all of this shit that's going on right now. Robin Leach.
Donald Trump for many years since the 1980s when he first surfaced. All of this stuff is just a pack of lies. I've been out with him socially. He never ever, you could talk to his wives. There's not the slightest bit of impropriety. When I was running Lifestyles, my staff of 19 field producers, I think 18 of them were women, many of whom interacted with him on interviews and scouting locations and shooting B-roll in different places. Nobody, not one person ever came back and said, you know, Donald Trump was a bad boy. Nobody.
So when you heard these latest women,
I don't believe any of it,
and you question their time.
Dirty Chicago politics at its finest. You know, you can buy certain kind of people to make the most outrageous claims in the world, and it's terrible that the future of America and the future of the world has come down to one team slugfesting with slime lies to justify him not getting elected.
What did he dig? I saw polls in this state that showed him down 7 points, but let's say he surprised people and gets like he says these polls understated his support. Let's say he's right. Let's say he wins.
Like Brexit.
Right, like Brexit. Just like, what do you make of that?
It's a good possibility. You know, Brexit was 5 points the other way.
Absolutely.
And it turned out, when the vote was in, it was 5
could happen here?
Highly possible. Highly possible. I think when people go into that election booth, and that's the moment of conscience, the moment of decision, highly, highly possible that they will just ignore everything that's been slung at Donald.
See that?
We'll watch closely, Robin. It's a real pleasure.
And
beautiful, beautiful. Thank you.
See what I'm saying, family? See what I'm saying? See, Robin Leach knew what was good. He knew what was good. He knew they was going to try Trump like that. He already knew what it was, man. That's right. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. Right. No talk. This wasn't from the blogs or any of that. We're talking about somebody that was actually there. Somebody that was actually interviewing these people, going into, you know what I'm saying, their homes before MTV Cribs, before people were bringing cameras in, before people were asking questions about allegations that was being made in reference to anything that they had ever heard. Those are facts. Shout out the exclusive celeb media, man, for providing for real though. All right, let's go. Let's get it. We going back all the way down that rabbit hole. I hope you tuned in. I got to go get my coffee while I'm listening. Yep, I got to get my coffee because this ain't it. We ain't even had we 14 minutes in this thing right here, man. Kick your feet up and all that stuff or whatever. I'll be back in a little taste with the Jim Jack to the Jim Jack. Man, let's go, man.
It is very clear to see that John,
let's go, man.
The people whom he was communicating with are speaking in code. And not
only
are they speaking in code, but it is the same code that has been well established by the FBI. A few emails worthy of mentioning are here. Here we have an email discussing that the White House is flying in $65,000 worth of hot dogs and pizza. And yes, you could argue that the White House spends a good deal on high-profile events, and thus it is silly to assume that this email has anything to do with child trafficking. But really, 65 grand to fly in hot dogs and pizza? Who flies in hot dogs and pizza? Does this hot dog and pizza catering service have a name? And 65 grand? At the very least, these people are wasting an insane amount of taxpayer money. Oh, and one last thing. It is protocol that all the food served at the White House is prepared at the White House due to worries of contamination and poisoning and the like. So all the food at the White House is made at the White House. So what does this email mean? This next one is addressed to John Podesta and discusses dreaming of a hot dog stand in Hawaii. Are hot dogs really that good in Hawaii? I've been there and I was never once told about the legendary Hawaiian kosher footlong. What is the name of this hot dog stand? Does this person and John Podesta vacation together? Very odd and very disconcerting knowing what the code word hot dog means. I believe this one comes from Hillary Clinton's emails herself, and it says, with fingers crossed, the old rabbit's foot out of the attic, I will be sacrificing a chicken in the backyard to Moloch. Enough said. Here's one from James Elefantis to John Podesta, including the Hillary logo with a pizza incorporated into it. Now remember, this is the owner of a local pizza joint emailing the campaign chairman for a presidential candidate about a logo and saying, do not forward it. What kind of relationship do John and James have? How close is James to Hillary? These seem like pretty important questions. Here's one. I'm coming to town and I'm bringing walnuts. And another email here speaks of walnut sauce. Who writes emails to each other concerning walnuts? I guess maybe people that work at the Diamond Nuts Corporation or Planters Peanuts might, but politicians? All of this makes a whole lot of sense when you realize the FBI code walnuts means a young child of color. This email is very telling. The realtor found a handkerchief map that is pizza related. Why would anyone feel the need to write someone about a pizza related map handkerchief? The FBI has also reported of a handkerchief code, with each color of handkerchief apparently having specific meanings such as oral or. If you knew nothing of FBI codes, you don't need to be Inspector Gadget or Sherlock Holmes to clearly see that these people are speaking in code with one another. Should I play dominoes on pizza rather than pasta? This email is just downright strange. Why would anyone play dominoes on pizza or pasta? And why would they sound almost excited to do it? If we are to take seriously the code words and their meaning, then this email becomes unsettling and sick. This is John writing his brother Tony saying that he would love to get pizza for an hour. This email includes an image of a party, what apparently looks like Tony Podesta's house, someone we'll get to in just a bit, and someone emails a couple of pics saying they're capturing the spirit of the evening, and at the party they have a cutout of the Pope. Nothing too damning here other than the query of why would they have a picture of the Pope at the house? Email 1037 has an image that was shared by many different people, and the sender here says, "It doesn't get any better than this," and attached is a file simply called pizza. The attachment shows two Asian women biting into the crust of a slice of pizza with a little girl. So what, one might say? An attachment called pizza of people eating pizza? Duh, where's the conspiracy? The only problem with this is that the people that have been confidently identified in this picture are Una Lee and Laura Ling, two reporters who were supposedly kidnapped after they were reporting on, you guessed it, child trafficking. This last one is just downright gross and in my opinion leaves little room for interpretation. Tamara Lozado is sharing her excitement about the reprise of our gang's visit to the farm in Lovettsville. We plan to heat the pool, so a swim is a possibility. Bonnie will be transporting Ruby, Emerson, and Mauve, 11, 9, and 7, so you'll have some further entertainment, and they will be in that pool for sure. What kind of entertainment involves 3 young children and a grown man in a swimming pool? So yeah, you get the point. Even the most elementary mind can clearly see that there is something else being discussed here besides hot dogs, pizza, and walnuts, and I have yet to find a single researcher to provide an honest and common sense explanation for these private exchanges. One quick thing before we move on. This painting was found in an image of the campaign office of Chairman John Podesta, and it shows 2 individuals holding dinner plates about to carve into and what looks like dine on a human being. In other words, this is a painting of cannibalism. Not sure what the artist is representing here, but this is very, very odd. John's love for pizza seems to be a family affair. This is John's brother, Tony. Tony Podesta and his wife, Heather, were named by GQ to be the 23rd most powerful people in Washington. Tony's website, the Podesta Group, describes him as the following. Many people in Washington can tell you what just happened to you. Tony Podesta helps you change outcomes. Tony is recognized by his peers, the news media, and decision makers across the federal government as the man with the judgment and smart strategic sense to get things done. John, Tony, and James Elefantis are all close friends and are clearly people who share a lot of similar interests, to say the least. The Podesta brothers have been linked to the disappearance of a young girl named Madeline McCann, after many people online noticed the artist's sketches of Madeline's supposed kidnappers are a dead ringer to the Podestas. Here are the police sketches overlaid with the pictures of the Podesta brothers. According to emails released by WikiLeaks, John's secretary was handling his emails the days Madeleine went missing, and further, the Podesta brothers have been confirmed to have been staying in Portugal the day of her disappearance at the house of former Member of Parliament Sir Clement Freud, who is a convicted pedophile and who happened to live a third of a mile down the street from where Madeleine McCann was abducted. An expose of Tony Podesta's house, lifestyle, and art collection were highlighted in Washington Life magazine. Within the article, we find pictures of his house, very clearly displaying art centrally themed around children. In one corner of the house, we find two large paintings displaying children laying on the ground. On the couch, we see in another room stuffed animals on display. The article begins by saying, "If you've ever dreamed of strolling through a museum with a slice of pizza and a glass of wine in hand, you need to befriend super lobbyist Tony Podesta. Known about town as a legendary political fix-it man, Tony has turned his home into a shrine for contemporary art, including some of his favorite artists." The article goes on to say that Tony had recently come from a Hillary Clinton campaign fundraiser and that he has worked for the likes of Walmart, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Wells Fargo, and Lockheed Martin. So no small potatoes there. Finally, the article concludes and says that he regularly opens his house to casual pizza parties, co-hosted by his friend James Alefantis, owner of Comet Ping Pong. We are going to take a quick look at three of the artists mentioned in the article. Louis Bourgeois, Biljana Đurđević, and Marina Abramovic. Tony's first major art purchase, and one according to the article, the piece that is never taken down, is the 2,000-pound bronze statue by Louis Bourgeois called the Arch of Hysteria. According to the National Gallery of Canada, the Arch of Hysteria was created from Bourgeois' interest in the physical, emotional, and psychological aspects of pain and fear. The piece was inspired by neurologist Jean-Martin Charcot, a physician who sought to represent hysteria by documenting the performances of his female patients. The physical tension of the hysterical arch, an intense muscular contraction resulting in immobility and paralysis of the limbs, is emblematic of an extreme emotional state. Regardless of the artist, it seems like a very morbid thing to have as your prized possession hanging in your living room. It's also been noted that the Arch of Hysteria seems to mimic the same position that the serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer would leave his decapitated victims in. The second artist we're going to look at is Biljana Đurđević. I'm just going to present a few of her pieces here without any commentary. The last artist we wish to look at is Marina Abramovic. Marina gained fame during the run-up to the 2016 presidential election when it was revealed through the WikiLeaks emails that John Podesta, through his brother Tony, was invited to one of Marina's spirit cookings. Spirit cooking is a performance art where blood, semen, urine, and other bodily fluids are used to paint in a live painting performance. Marina is a well-known artist collaborating with the likes of Jay-Z and is close and personal with Lady Gaga. Apparently, in many Hollywood circles, Marina is a big hit. Now, this is all pretty alarming to say the least, but is there anything to really get up in arms about? I mean, let's be reasonable. This is just art. Art is defined as the expression of human creative skill and imagination producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power. By your and my opinion, all of this may be creepy and repulsive, but nonetheless, it is just art. Well, Marina Abramovic was asked about the role of the occult in her art on a Reddit Q&A, and she replied this: "If you are doing occult magic in the context of an art or in a gallery, then it is art. If you are doing it in a different context, in spiritual circles or private house or on TV shows, then it is not art. The intention, the context, and what it is made defines what art is or not." As found in the WikiLeaks emails, even Hillary Clinton herself is invited to and apparently might occasionally attend these sort of spirit cookings. The fact that a presidential candidate and her campaign chairman are being invited by close personal friends to a cooking of these sorts is something I would assume that the voting public would probably like to know. It might be pertinent to point out here that Hillary and Bill Clinton have a laundry list of cohorts and associates that have been busted for child trafficking or pedophilia. I'm just going to briefly mention a few here. First, we have Laura Silsby, former director of the New Life Children's Refuge, was caught trying to steal 33 children. It was discovered that Huma Abedin, Hillary Clinton's confidant and top aide, had been forwarding emails directly to Hillary about Laura Silsby's organization, and there is evidence that Hillary worked directly with getting Silsby off the hook. Next up is Jeffrey Epstein, another very interesting character in this whole thing. In 2008, Epstein was convicted of soliciting sex from an underage girl and quietly paid settlements to scores of alleged victims who claimed that he had serially molested them, as well as countless other victims. Several women have come out since then claiming that Epstein and his powerful network of friends have continually trafficked children for sex on his private island in St. Thomas. Jeffrey Epstein's now famous Little Black Book, recovered by Epstein's house manager, reads like a who's who of political and social elite. Former President Bill Clinton, President-elect Donald Trump, and Prince Andrew all hitched rides on Epstein's private planes and visited his private island. And then we have Christopher Kloman, convicted pedophile, who, according to the Washington Post, molested girls less than 10 times from 1966 to 1985. Kloman was a close personal friend of Ken Starr, who is a former Clinton prosecutor. And then there is Anthony Weiner, former member of the United States House of Representatives, involved in 3 sexual scandals related to sexting or sending explicit material by his phone. Weiner's now ex-wife, Huma Abedin, is once again a close confidant and Hillary Clinton's once top aide. And then, of course, there's Denny Hastert, the 51st Speaker of the House of Representatives and the longest Republican to hold the post, also a convicted pedophile, busted in the 70s for child molestation. Denny is apparently still a friend of the Podestas today and is even mentioned in the WikiLeaks emails discussing sending Denny to an undisclosed location. Another very interesting connection to the Clintons and the Clinton Foundation is Monica Peterson. Monica Peterson was the assistant director at the Human Trafficking Center who worked in Haiti, and it has been claimed that she had been highly critical of the Clinton Foundation and their possible role in child trafficking. Monica Peterson was found dead of an apparent suicide. According to the Washington Post, the Clintons played a major role in recovery efforts in Haiti after the devastating earthquake in 2010. Former President Bill Clinton was the public face of the U.S. efforts in Haiti through several recovery roles. He was the United Nations Special Envoy to Haiti, co-leader of the Clinton-Bush Haiti Fund with former President George W. Bush, and co-chairman of the Interim Haiti Recovery Commission. The Clinton Foundation raised more than $30 million for Haiti relief projects. There's a lot of criticism lodged against the Clintons for their involvement with the recovery efforts in Haiti, many by the Haitian people themselves, claiming that they never received the donations or promises made to them. There are serious questions as to how much Monica Peterson knew about the Clintons and their relationship with Haiti. One major angle to all this is found once again by focusing on information secured by those at the Federal Bureau of Investigation. People within the pedophile community apparently have logos and symbols they use to identify each other. A few from the FBI are posted here. So as you can see, spiral triangle means boy lover, the heart within a heart means little girl lover, etc. Comet Ping Pong on their menu had a logo similar to the child lover logo. The words play, eat, drink are displayed inside the paddles, and this just so happens to be an acronym for PED, or pedophile for short. And what can only be more than coincidental, these logos are used in businesses surrounding Comet Ping Pong. Besta Pizza clearly was using a pedophile symbol in their logo till it was recently changed after the scandal broke. Besta is Portuguese for beast, or in other words, their shop is called Beast Pizza. Besta Pizza is owned by a man named Andrew Klein, who just happens to be the director for the Human Trafficking Prosecution Unit of the Department of Justice. Just down the way is Politics and Prose, which is co-owned by Lisa Muscatine, who has been a Hillary Clinton supporter and speechwriter for over 20 years. We also have Beyond Borders, a foundation who works to end child slavery and prevent violence against women and girls in Haiti. And 2 stores away from Beyond Borders is Terrasol Bistro and Artisan Gallery, which has displayed yet another FBI pedophile logo. To put it bluntly, it has been strongly implied by many who have invested time and commitment into this investigation that the corroborating circumstantial evidence leads to the very real possibility that the owners of these buildings, all of whom are connected directly to extremely high-level people within our government, might all be involved in child trafficking in one way or another.
Do I need to stop this tape?
It also has been speculated, mainly through pictures
Do I need to
from
slow it down?
Prentice's Instagram account, that there may be tunnels connecting the buildings underground.
Okay.
And this is why we see him.
Let me slow it down for a minute, man. Yeah, I ain't know. I didn't know if this was too much to process too early in the morning and stuff like that or whatever. I didn't know. I sure didn't. I sure didn't. I thought you all were up. I thought you all were woke. I thought you all were ready to go. I thought y'all was ready to go, man. What's going on, man? Hey, talk to me. Talk to me. I need to know what's going on. Say somebody need to take a look at this, right? Right, facts. That's why I'm doing it, but I'm doing it in increments, though. I already know we up under close scrutiny any damn way. Say y'all here. See all these suicide folks. I don't know, man. I don't know. They may even just been saying it was a suicide. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Hold on. Let me get another Jim Jank right quick. I gotta look something up. Y'all hold on for 1 second, man. Yeah, that's why I had when I came in here, I said, wait a minute, man. Let me slow this stuff down. I don't want to be going too fast and stuff, and then people just coming up in the building like, what is this? What is y'all talking about? And all that stuff right there. Yeah, I ain't want y'all to be like that. So hold on, we're gonna slow it down for a little bit or whatever. Yeah, I don't want to make too much racket, you know what I'm saying? Too early and stuff like that or whatever. Right. So I'm gonna do it the right way. And I need to snatch up a couple more joints any damn way. Cause like I say, this you already had your time. You know, when you were supposed to get your coffee and all that stuff and all that or whatever. Yeah, you been had your time for that right there. You supposed to have been on deck. No one has any excuse to have not been prepared all damn ready. Yeah, because I seen a couple people that came through and they was like, yo, what is this? What's going on? Yeah, man. Hey, look here, man. I told you what this is over here with Beam Team Productions, man. We ain't going at nobody on YouTube. We going at they ass. We going at they ass. You feel what I'm saying? That's right. We got a larger agenda right now. We're getting all this information out here, and definitely we're showing everybody who these damn monsters are and what these monsters are about. How long these monsters been doing this type of stuff right here, whatever. Because they have, in fact, been doing it for quite some time. That's what's up, Miss Tremans. I appreciate you putting it up on the big screen with the big screen. Like I say, we in here, man. Like straight up. Shout out to Beam Team Productions up in the building. Shout out to Miss Me 37 for hosting the Pato Trailer Park Open Panel. Jim Jank. You already know. Shout out to Amazing Marla. God Mama. Yeah. Peace to the God. 777 up in this jank. Hey, look at here. That was a powerful, powerful bill, powerful discussion. We will get into that as well. You know, so we, like I say, the listening time, we to the good with it over here. We usually be in the building, man, like when we be going at each other neck and stuff like that. It just so happens today we up in the building for the information. And shout out to everybody that hit like on that video and shared that video for Beam Team Productions. Y'all, hey, yo. On behalf of the Beam Team, I just want to, you know what I'm saying, say thank you for doing that. Because we stepped out here with an individual agenda to expose a lot of this stuff. And it seemed like in the beginning that there wasn't too many people that was interested. But I do see now that things are, in fact, changing. Things are, in fact, changing. And like I said, I don't know if you got any of that work from last night. You know what I'm saying? With that Pato Park. I don't know if you've seen any of that stuff like that or whatever last night, but we're getting a little bit of that as well. And then, like I say, as far as, you know, with the Pizzagate and how serious that Pizzagate actually is, how long that it's been taking place, the people that have been championed as being pedophilians, that's right, the people that, you know, most definitely that we discussed as being having a disability for being a pedophile. Shout out to Nikki Crayons for coming through with all of them damn receipts. Shout out to Dr. Aurelia for providing those receipts as well. Hey, I couldn't ask for more. Like I say, man, the team, y'all definitely on one right now, y'all.
Gave me some stance on that, man. And you know, Big Bro, he always give me game, man. Look, don't put it out there too much like that, man. It's real out here. It's real out here.
Yeah.
Man. You stay.
Yeah. If you don't. Me personally, I don't tend to share my children on Instagram. I don't. If you catch it, it'll be in my stories, and that's just, you know, and most of the time you can't it would be more of just like a video of me and my child interacting. If I share a picture of them on Facebook, it's only going to my family. You know, that's why I tell people on Facebook all the time, don't ask me to be my friend. My profile is public. Anybody can see anything that I do. The only thing you have to be my friend for is to see my kids. And I don't know y'all like that.
You're right about that.
Because you know, people do weird shit, and I be on people's head about that. Like, you know, I know it's cute to take a picture of your baby with a little baby butt. Everybody thinks that's cute. But don't put that on the internet.
I never thought that was cute.
That's
I
right.
never took a picture of my babies without clothes.
Why people think that's cute, Miss Me, I don't understand.
Not even for myself. I
years
never.
In the bathtub and stuff?
No, never. Never. You will even listen, I wasn't born in the camera phone age. I was born in the camera. I was born in the Polaroid where you
right.
I've never ever took a picture of my babies without clothes. So you would never find that out there. I'm not, listen, whatever somebody has done, even if it was innocent or not, I just never thought it was appropriate to take a picture, no matter how cute it was, of your kids without without their diaper on, without any clothes on.
Without a shirt on.
I just never did that.
Nothing.
Never.
Even just their bottom, right? That just
just even that top, it don't make a fucking difference.
And see that, and to me, in my opinion, that's how they try to subliminally put that pedo shit in. You see what I'm saying?
There you go.
Like, we'll see a naked baby's butt. Oh, that's innocent. That's cute. That's sweet. To an unperverted, you know, to somebody who doesn't think anything of it other than, oh, that's a little baby's butt. But to somebody else, that can be a whole smash fest for them, you know, without trying to get too vulgar. But to me, that's just subliminal programming that has been going on for a long time. of making things that we don't think we know morally is kind of like, that, that, but society is like, no, that's okay. It's cute. It's a little baby's bottom. Who doesn't love baby's bottoms?
That's
like,
right.
That's how it started,
okay.
right?
Let me. My baby daughter had got offered a deal with. I don't know how many people remember Kmart. I think it's still a couple around.
Mm-hmm.
But she had got a deal to do remember their advertisements to come out every week with the sales and stuff. I had got an offer for her to do that. I told them, hell no. And I was a young girl. I was 25, and I said no. So, and I stood up. I mean, it was just something, maybe it was taught to me, like World said, you don't just be born to know this. And now that I look at it, it was my uncle, him, and my mom. So I said no. I turned down the money and everything. I said no. You would not. My baby won't be all around this state or this city or wherever it was gonna go until however many Kmarts. Because then I was still in the same state that I grew, was born in. So, those pictures and things, and with them, I just can't believe they got a whole community. They have a cult. It's not a community; it's a cult.
Mm-hmm.
That's what fucked me up. That's what fucked me up when I seen this junk and Will dropped that junk. I was like, what the fuck? Like, for real? They gonna build a whole fucking community for these motherfuckers? Like,
a whole community.
I don't mean to be so blunt right now with my words.
Sometimes you gotta be blunt. Peace to the God 777. Hey, look here. You gotta be blunt. You can't hold that thing back. I get it. I understand. You get up here and you upset about some stuff that's going on. Hey, look at here. Hey, look at here. If you upset about these children and how these children are being done, oh yeah, of course. Spaz out your mind. You're supposed to address them. Whether you know it or not, some of them may even be sitting back watching and stuff or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Right. They may be tuning in too, just to see if we hit on their motherfucking ass or if we close on the trail or anything closely, minutely related to that or whatever. That's why we got to keep it hot on them. Shout out to Messy Corner up in the building. What up, what up, what up? Sweetie Cakes, everybody. DD504, everybody. Honest Truth. That's right. We need everybody to be bringing awareness to this. And if you haven't seen the video, it's on Beam Team Productions. The last video, Jim Jank, the Beam Team may be over this jank today. I don't know, man. They might be up on this panel, man, after this presentation or whatever. Like I told you, man, we ain't even halfway through with this joint right now, man. We ain't even there. Not yet, and it's still early, man. Let's go, man.
In this picture, we can clearly see a ping pong table in the background, which leads us to believe that this image is probably taken at Comet Ping Pong. If James had substantial work done at Comet Ping Pong, to the best of my knowledge, he never obtained a permit from the city to do any of the renovations. It is no secret that there is a network of underground tunnels beneath the architecture of Washington, D.C. Though many of the tunnels are said to be out of use, some of them have been reappropriated, including one turned art gallery called the DuPont Underground and art display open to the public. Once again, this tunnel network is only mentioned here as something to take into consideration. One reason this is mentioned is that James recently said in an interview that there is no basement at Comet Ping Pong, and yet in an article a few years prior, he says this: "We harvest a whole crop of organic tomatoes, 10 tons of tomatoes every year, can them all, store them in the basement, have like a harvest party when it gets loaded in." Seems like a very strange thing to lie about. I can't think of any reason to lie about having or not having a basement unless there is something hidden in that basement. Getting back to James Alefantis' Instagram account. Mr. Barack Obama, seen here, captured by Mr. Alefantis himself, seems to enjoy a game of ping pong now and again. The First Lady, Michelle Obama, plays as well, even taking what was deemed by the White House as a personal trip to China to have a hand at the paddle. Of course, this could be because of the long tradition of ping pong diplomacy, which is, according to Wikipedia, the exchange of table tennis or ping pong players between the United States and the People's Republic of China, starting in the early 1970s. So all of this love for ping pong could simply be referring to diplomacy with other countries.
Forrest Gump
could mean something else entirely.
Forrest Gump.
Joe Biden has the most disturbing thing on his own Instagram, giving the President of the United States, the leader of the free world, a children's friendship bracelet.
Tap.
One with a pizza on it.
Unreal, y'all.
On James's Instagram account, he mentions a place that he likes to go when in Germany called Dr. Pong's, located in Berlin, owned by a man by the name of Oliver Miller. On Dr. Pong's website, we see a seedy sort of underground dive bar looking ping pong place, obviously not geared towards children, whose website is extremely sketchy and weird to say the least. You can check it out yourself. The menu on the site is the weirdest thing of all, and in one of the lines it says, "Sticky as a long, slow summertime fuck." Sounds delicious. Comet Ping Pong and Dr. Pong's website are hosted by the same admin. Apparently the kind of ping pong James likes to play is enjoyed in London, Berlin, as well as in Washington, D.C. Now, this isn't the first time that Comet Ping Pong has been accused of deviant, immoral, and illegal activities. In 2007, Frank Winstead, a member of the Washington, D.C. community, tried warning the neighborhood about what was allegedly going on at Comet Pizza, including lying, cheating, stealing, spitting in customers' food, encouraging murderers and rapists, and all-around debauchery. Apparently, Frank was essentially written off as a grouchy old party pooper who had some unsubstantiated grievances towards a local business, and that was that. And maybe old Frank wasn't crazy after all.
Okay. Now check it right. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to slow it down so you can process it, because I don't want you to have to watch an hour and 30-second video and stuff like that or whatever. But I'm turned all the way up. I got to handle a couple things, so I'll probably be back live in about 20 or 25 minutes, man. Yeah, it's just going down like that. And we're going to make sure that we keep putting this information out here. But I don't want you to get to the point where when you do watch this video, you be like, well, dang, where did I see that? I don't want to have to go through all this stuff or whatever. So, boom, I just go ahead and then shut the live stream down. Yeah, I go ahead and then shut it down. I'll be doing part 2s, part 3s, all type of stuff like that or whatever. Ain't no telling. You just see the live, just come through. It's going to be the same information. We're going to keep putting them on Beam. We're going to keep bringing this stuff to the surface. And despite on whether or not, if you know about it, heard about it or not, you see, you can share. You can share this with people. Whether it's done been all compiled together or not, whether it's done been explained or not, you can share people. There's times where you may even miss this thing or whatever. You right, Kiki. You right, my bad. You right, Marla, intermission. That's what we're going to do. You feel me? That's right. So like I said, if you haven't hit like already, please do so. Shoot, I'm pleased right now. I got 72 people watching and 72 likes. So that's what it is. Like I say, we will be back in the building. I may be right back in the building. Ain't no telling, man. I'm just going to be hitting that live, but putting that information out here. We need to get this information out here. You know, whether they catch it live or catch it in the replay, they're going to catch it one way or the other. So I see y'all in a minute. Like, share, and subscribe. Y'all already know what it is, man. Beam Team, triple salute.